Welcome back to the Basement Integrity Podcast by IcyReno. This is episode 51, and we are really glad you're joining us again.
Yeah, it's great to be back for another deep dive.
If you were with us for our last session, foundation facts every homeowner must know. You've already got a solid grip on the structural anatomy of your home. You know how those lower walls handle the compression loads from above?
Right, and why the structural health down there is simply non-negotiable.
Exactly. But today, we are taking those fundamental facts out of the textbook and bringing them onto the job site. Today's mission is protecting the foundation before finishing the basement.
A crucial step.
It really is. As part of the IcyReno team, we want to take you straight into the trenches of a recent project our contractors tackled here in the GTA. We're going to break down why prioritizing foundation health is the ultimate difference between a dream basement and, well, a complete renovation nightmare.
It really is the dividing line. Jumping straight into drywall and flooring without handling the moisture protection first is a massive risk. I mean, it's a gamble you will lose.
Every single time.
Yeah. Our mission today is to understand why we have to address the actual source of the moisture for long-term stability, not just slap on some temporary patches.
Okay, let's unpack this. Think about a recent project our team took on. The homeowners wanted to completely renovate, turn the basement into this amazing living space, but they were noticing some distinct red flags.
Red flags that people ignore way too often.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Our estimators got on site and documented 4 specific symptoms. The first was damp spots along the foundation walls, just these localized dark patches.
Which is where a lot of folks just grab a dehumidifier and assume it's fine.
Right. But then they also had minor seepage after heavy rainfall, and there were musky odors in the air.
That classic damp basement smell.
Yeah, that unmistakable smell. And the fourth symptom was early signs of moisture staining on the walls, like that white chalky stuff.
Right, efflorescence. What's fascinating here is that while these might seem like minor annoyances to a homeowner who just wants to get their drywall up, they are actually critical indicators of underlying foundation stress.
They're a structural cry for help.
Exactly. Left untreated, these early signs are guaranteed to compromise any new finishes or insulation you put in. Guaranteed.
But every home is unique. Our team didn't just walk in and start wildly swinging hammers.
No, you have to assess the situation first.
Yeah, right. Assessment first. We began with a full, comprehensive assessment of the foundation and the surrounding drainage conditions. So let's walk you through the specific foundation protection measures our team implemented on this site.
Starting from the inside out.
Yeah. First, our guys focused on sealing those vulnerable wall sections from the interior.
Using high-pressure injections to fill those voids permanently.
And then we went outside and drastically improved the exterior drainage performance.
Which means applying that heavy rubberized membrane on the outside of the wall.
Right, and then reinforcing the areas exposed to hydrostatic pressure.
Putting up the dimple board to create that air gap.
Exactly. And finally, ensuring proper water direction away from the structure. Upgrading the weaving tile, fixing the grading so water flows away from the house.
The whole 9 yards. Because the goal isn't just to fix a leak. The objective is long-term performance. We are creating a dry, stable base to handle environmental forces like hydrostatic pressure.
Which brings us to the real cost of skipping these steps. I want you to just imagine jumping straight into a finishing project without doing this prep work.
Just framing right over those damp spots.
Yeah. Imagine the consequences if moisture protection isn't handled first.
Yeah.
First of all, you get mold growing silently behind your brand new drywall.
Just feasting on the paper backing in the dark.
It's disgusting. And then you get severe flooring damage.
Right. The moisture vapor pushes up through the concrete and warps your expensive new floors, even if there's no actual puddle.
And behind all that, you have hidden structural deterioration happening. The rebar inside the concrete starts to rust and expand.
Which can literally crack the foundation from the inside out.
Which leads to the most heartbreaking reality of all the expensive tear-outs later on.
You have to pay someone to demolish your beautiful new basement, then pay to fix the foundation, and then pay to rebuild the basement again.
You're paying for the same room 3 times.
It's devastating. But contrast those nightmares with the actual results of our project. Because our contractors secured the foundation first, that basement became completely dry.
Structurally secure.
Right. It was fully ready for insulation and framing and completely protected against future water intrusion.
Doing things right the first time is exactly why homeowners across Toronto, Etobicoke, and Scarborough have trusted our team at IcyReno Waterproofing and Underpinning since 2009.
We secure the base so you can actually enjoy the space.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you are planning a basement project, please reach out to us for a free consultation. You can call us at 647-454-6660. That is 647-454-66300. Or you can email us at info@icyreno.ca. Let us look at it before you buy a single piece of drywall.
And before we wrap up today, I want to leave you with a final lingering thought to mull over. Consider the hydrostatic pressure we discussed today.
That heavy, saturated soil pushing against the house.
Right, water constantly pushing against your home's foundation. If you finish your basement without addressing that invisible force, you aren't just remodeling. You're essentially building a beautiful, expensive, airtight box inside a slowly filling swimming pool. How long until the pressure wins out?
Man, that is a fantastic and terrifying point. You really can't ignore the physics. Thank you all so much for tuning in to this deep dive today. We hope you learned something valuable. Keep your eyes open for those warning signs, and above all else, keep your foundations strong. We'll catch you on the next one.